जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधवा।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रा माई, जय सुदर्शना। जय जगन्नाथ जय
बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रा, जय सुदर्शना।
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर, राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे।
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर, राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे।
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे।
जय राधा मदन मोहन, राधा मदन मोहन राधे।
जय राधा मदन मोहन, राधा मदन मोहन राधे।
जय राधे जय राधे, जय राधे जय श्री राधे।
जय राधे जय राधे, जय राधे जय श्री राधे।
जय गौरानिता जय गौरानिताय, गौरानिता जय गौरानिताय।
गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय।
गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल।
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद, गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद, गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद।
ओम विष्णुपाद ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सगनरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता शिविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पदे गोपेशा गोपिका कान्दा राधा कान्दा नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चनगौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So thank you very much. Come back to our Bhagavad Gita class, study class rather. So we are on to second chapter, contents of Gita summarized, and today's verses are 25.
25,
Yes.
26, 27.
Yes, 25, 26, and 27. We'll read the 25th verse now. Avyaktoyam ajindyoyam avigaryoyam uchyade tasmadevam viditvenam nanushochidum arhasi. Avyaktoyam ajindyoyam avigaryoyam uchyade tasmadevam viditvenam nanushochidum arhasi. Avyaktoyam ajindyoyam avigaryoyam uchyade Tasmadevam viditvenam nanushochidum arhasi. Okay, Renuka Mataji, you can read.
Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam achuchyate tasmadevam viditvenam nanashochitam arhasi. We forgot to say.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, Snigdha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Avyaktoyam achintoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmadevam viditvenam nanushochitum arhasi.
Right. Okay, Manaji. Hare Krishna. Ravi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Avyaktoyam chintayoyam
Achintyoyam.
Avyaktoyam achintayoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmadevam viditvenam nanushochitum arhasi.
All right. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, Harlal Prabhu. If you want, you can read the verse now.
പ്രഭു ഞാന് ഇല്ല, ഞാൻ ചെറിയൊരു സുഖമില്ലാണ്ട് ഇരിക്കുകയാണ്. എന്റെ കയ്യിലെ ബുക്കില്ല, ഞാൻ കേൾക്കാന്ന് വെച്ച് കയറിയതാ പ്രഭു.
Okay, right.
ശ്ലോകമാണ് പ്രഭു ചെല്ലുന്നത്? അതിന്റെ
This is second chapter 25, 26, and 27. Okay, Vinay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Verse 25. You can read.
Avyakto ayamayanchindo ayamavikaro ayamuchyade tasmadevam viditvenam nanushochitum arhasi.
Right. Okay. Renuka Mataji, you can read the translation.
It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, immutable, and unchangeable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body.
Right. Verse 26. Adachainam nitya jadam nityam va manyase mridam tathabhitvam mahabaho nainam shochidum arhasi. Adachainam nitya jadam nityam va manyase mridam tathabhitvam mahabaho nainam shochidum arhasi. Adachainam nitya jadam nityam va manyase mridam तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुम् अर्हसि. Yes, Snigdha Mataji. Renuka Mataji.
Atachainam नित्यं जातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुम् अर्हसि.
Okay, right. Ravi?
So, अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाभावो नैनं शोचितुम् अर्हसि.
Right. Okay. Snigdha Mataji?
अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मानसि मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुम् अर्हसि.
Okay, right. Prem Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Adha chainam nityajadam nityam va manyase mridam tadavidvam mahabahu naivam sojitum arhasi.
Right. Thank you, Krishna. Yes, Renugamaji can read the translation.
If, however, you think that the soul is perpetually born and always dies, still you have no reason to lament, O mighty aunt.
Right. 27. Adas chadasya hi dhruvo mrityum mrityu dhruvam janma mridasya cha tasmat avariharyarthe natvam shochidum arhasi. Jadasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mridasya cha tasmat avariharyarthe natvam shochidum arhasi. Jadasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mridasya cha tasmat avariharyarthe natvam shochidum arhasi. Yes, Snigdha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Krishna.
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर् ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च तस्मात् अपरिहार्यर्थे न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि.
Right. Renuga Mataji.
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवं जन्म मृत्यस्य च तस्माद् अपरिहार्ये दृष्टते न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि.
Right. Ravi Prabhu.
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च तस्माद् परिहारे अर्थे न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Book pustak
Okay, you can read.
Jadasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mridasya cha tasmadabharihare arte nattam shojidum arhasi.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, Vinay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Right.
Jadasya dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mridasya ja tasmada pariharertae nattam sojitum arhasi.
Right. Thank you. So, Renuga Mataji. Translation.
For one who has taken his birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Hare Krishna.
Right. Thank you very much. So, we are on to Sankhya Yoga now. It started from the 11th verse and will continue up to 30, verse 30. 20 verses are there. So, what is Sankhya Yoga?
The relation between the soul and the body.
Yes, a relation or difference, distinguishing factors. Distinguishing factors which distinguishes a body and the soul. The body has got certain characteristics, the soul has got certain characteristics, And we should perfectly understand what are the characters of both so that we do not confuse one for another. When you're confusing body for soul, this is called Mithya Hangara. If you understand, if you are correctly distinguishing Atma as it is, then it is Ahankara. Satya Hangara, you can say. It is Ahankara only. Ahankara normally has got a, what you call, a derogatory meaning. Ahankara means something proud or something mistaken thing. But actually, Ahankara actually means it's a real term in its real meaning. Is known, is called I am. Ahankara means I am. So I am what? I am this, not his body. I am the soul. Aham Brahmasmi, which means I am the soul, which is the right Ahankara. Now the wrong Ahankara is, or which is called Mithya Ahankara, is identifying yourself as his body. Why you are identifying yourself as body? Because you don't know the correct features of body and soul. You don't have a knowledge. So you are wrongly identifying body as soul, and sometimes soul as super soul. That we have we got the conditioned soul has got two kinds of ignorance. One is it identifies itself with the body. Sometimes it identifies itself with super soul, which are both are ignorance, a product of Maya, illusion. It is illusion only. The Chatushlokam makes it very clear this is illusion only. So anything which has got no relationship with the super soul Krishna, know it to be illusion only. Everything is connected to Krishna only. Everything is Krishna, but Krishna is different from everything. That is the correct philosophy regarding Krishna and his energies. The Tattva, the Krishna Tattva, I can say. Krishna Tattva is like that. So soul being part of energy of Krishna, is being energy of Krishna, we also make a correct understanding, should have a correct understanding of the what is for. So that's why in all these verses, there's so much repetitions. Nityam, Shashwadam, Ajadam, and then Avyayam. So many terminologies, so many words, technical words you'll find describing the nature of a soul. So in this verse, in verse number 25, the repetition is given because then only you can understand the concept very correctly, with clarity. So don't make a mistake on that. So this verse called Avyakta. First one is Avyakta. Why it is called Avyakta?
It cannot be expressed.
Only seen, not seen.
Yeah, it cannot be seen by, it is invisible, cannot be seen by the material eyes. Doesn't means Avyakta means doesn't have the form. No, it is not like that. It has got a form. And we know the dimension of that form also. But the dimension is so minute. It is very invisible. It cannot be seen by your material eyes. No, it can be seen by some products or scientific instruments which is produced by the senses of a human being, like a microscope. Microscope, most powerful, even the most powerful microscope will not be able to see the soul, which is so minute in nature. So that is why it is called this Avyakta. Then Achintya. Achintya. What is Achintya?
Okay.
Achintya means inconceivable. Inconceivable. I mean, it cannot be understood by you, cannot be understood, not seen, understood by your senses, and not understood by anything which is connected to Prakriti. It cannot be understood by your logic, your rational brain, your rational intelligence, and all those things cannot be understood by that. So in Mahabharatam, Achintya, there's a very nice definition of Achintya in Mahabharatam. It is called, it's like that. Achintya kalu ye bhava Natam starkena yojayet. Pragadibhya param yaksha tat achindhyasya lakshanam. Achindya khalu ye bhava. Achindya nature, the nature of achindya, inconceivable, is that it cannot be understood by logic. Tarkena cannot be understood by tarka. Tarka means logic. It is not touched by the time matter. It is beyond matter. It cannot be understood by matter. Such as a pragirdhyascha param. It is above your material understanding. And that is the real nature of achintya. So normally,
beyond
Krishna,
the intelligence, beyond the wisdom,
yes, beyond
intellect, right?
intellect being, beyond all the conceivable things that you can imagine. So Srila Prabhupada gives a definition of inconceivable Krishna is everything in our imagination and beyond that. Krishna is everything within our imagination and beyond that. So in our Shastra, in our Indian philosophy, see how you can establish a thing, how can establish the existence of a thing or a or object. It is through pramanas. Pramana. Pramana roughly can be translated as evidence or proof. Pramanas. Our Shastras account for almost 10 pramanas, but most of the schools, Advaita schools, Vedanta schools, Nyaya school, and other schools, prominent philosophical schools, they follow 6 pramanas. You can note it down, these pramanas. One is called Pratyaksha. First one is Pratyaksha. I'll explain it. The second one is Anumana. Third one is Upamana. Fourth one is Arthalapti, Arthapati. And fifth one is Anulabhabdi. And the last one, the sixth one is Shabda. So what is Pratyaksha? Pratyaksha means direct perception. Direct perception is a method used by empirical philosophers as well as scientists. Scientists, they observe something, then they experiment it, and then they come to conclusion. This is their method of establishing anything. So for that, there are so many conditions. The senses have to be very sharp. It cannot be distorted. The things, the images, that is sense objects which you are seeing, that also should not be distorted. Images should be very clear. And there should not be any intervening objects. So many conditions are, it's not as simple as that, but so many conditions are there, which is explained this Nyaya Shastra, explains Nyaya Shastra of Jaimini. Nyaya Shastra of Jaimini explains all these pramanas in detail, very much detail. So many factors are involved in Pratyaksha, but ultimately it is depending on your senses. It is a proof which is sought to be established by your senses, however sharp and intellect maybe, but it is a limitation is that it cannot go beyond the senses. What is beyond the senses, which is transcendental, cannot be understood or comprehended by the method of direct perception, which is called Pratyaksha. Now, Anumana. Second one is Anumana, means inference. Inference means you observe one fact, and behind that you conclude another fact. One truth is seen, observed by you, and based on that truth, you try to establish another truth. For example, you see smoke in the mountain. You're observing smoke in the mountain. When there is a smoke, it is inferred that there should be a fire also. So this is Anumana, inference. Because you are seeing the smoke, it is concluded. Nigamana, it's called Nigamana. No, Nigamana can also be not perfect. It can be concluded that because there is a fire, smoke, there should also be fire side by side. The fire is what is called the previous truth. The succeeding truth is a smoke. So this is basically Anumana. I'm just giving you gist only. There are so many details regarding this. Then is Upamana. Upamana means comparison or analogy. Now you are going someplace. You don't know. You have only a rough. You are asking somebody how's the place like, how you identify these places, and then what are the features of this the place, and all those questions asked. So somebody tells you, so you go to Vrindavana, you will find a cow-like animal. It looks almost like a cow. It has got horns. It has got 4 legs, and all the features connected to cows is described. It looks like a cow. Then when you go and to that place, you find this thing. Then you conclude, okay, yeah, this is what has been described to me. It has been briefed to me. So I accept this. So this is based on analogy and comparison. That is called upamana. Upama means compare. Compare, or it is based on analogy also. The next one is arthapatti. Arthapatti means postulation or derivation from circumstances. Now in court, if there is no direct evidence, they also accept circumstantial evidences also. Circumstantial evidences is also given. Based on certain circumstances, you come to a conclusion. An example is given. Suppose a person, Devadatta or Joseph or somebody, he is very fat. Now, it is seen that in the morning hours, he is not eating at all, but still is fat. So it is concluded that since he is not eating in the morning, he should be eating in the night. Logic only. This is called postulation or circumstantial evidence. Person cannot be fat unless he eats. In the morning hours, it is observed that he is not eating. So it is concluded, although it is not seen, this is not seen that he is eating the night, but it is concluded since he is not eating the morning, he is eating in the night. In the absence of anything else, this is absence. In the absence of, since there is no other truth or near pramana or near proof, it is way of accepting. This is one way of Mayavadi philosophers. They conclude these images in the sky, that images in the sky, or the pots, the image, pradibimba, reflection of the pots, or reflection of sun, or reflection of the sky in a lake or a river. They say that since there is no other proof otherwise, it has to be accepted that this reflection is an actual thing. And this once this illusion, or I mean rather it's an illusion thing, and once this illusion is broken, then you can accept that this is only sky only. This is a conclusion of Mayavadi philosophers, which is refuted by our stalwart acharyas like Baldev Vidyabhushan. He says that sky actually is not reflected. To be reflected, there should be color and light. Sky actually doesn't have color and light. It is an added element only. So what is being reflected in the water or the river or the waterfront, it is only color and light only, not actually the sky itself. Secondly, their claim is that only Brahman is existing, nothing else. Only sky is existing, nothing else. Now, for the sky to be reflected, there should be some object, namely the river, which is different from sky. Otherwise, how sky can be reflected? So, like that way, they defeat the arguments of Mayavadi philosophers. Establishing actually is based on one shloka only. But they say that the right conclusion is actually the sloga is mentioning actually meaning super soul only. Super soul has got qualities like the color and the light of the sky is compared as a qualities of super soul. And the super soul is reflecting in all because it is expanding so in all the bodies along with this soul. The super soul is there. If you want, I can give the verse which these Mayavadi philosophers putting the argument on this. The sloga is they say that this is actually from Yajnavalkya Samhita of Yajurveda. It says, Akasham egam hi yadha gadadishu prudak bhavet tada atmego hi enegasta jaladashu ivasman. Tada egatmigo hi anegasta jaladareshu ivasman. Just as one either becomes separate entities in many parts, so one Atma becomes situated as many as the sun is reflected on the substratum of water. So this is a verse which has been, they try to bring about, this is a proof for one Atma only, there is only one universal soul, which is refuted by our acharyas. So this based on, this is anupati, this argument is based on anupati only. Since there is no other proof, it has to be accepted. So this anupati proof is considered to be a weak pramana. So after anupati, it is arthapati, so not anupati, arthapati. It is anupalabdhi, anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi means non-perception or negative conviction. Suppose you go into a room, you find that there is no bed is there, no bed is there, no cot is there. So that is a negative injection. You are expected, somebody has told you that there is a cot is there, but now you enter the room, you find there is no cot, no bed. Or for example, let's take from our RV side, Jagannath RV is going on. But for the water for Jagannath is not kept there. So you see that there is no water there. Water should be there. In normal RVs, water is given to, for puja purpose, it is given. Or let's say flowers. Flowers is being offered. One of these paraphernalia of offering are these flowers. Now, if there is no flowers, it is that there is no flowers. And that is a negative injection because flower is one of the one of the requirement for arati. Since that is absent, this anupalabdhi pramana can be accepted. That is the last one is shabda. Shabda means actually one that is handed down in a descending manner from an authorized source. From an authorized source, which is a Shabda is another name for Vedas. So the conclusion is that Veda is actually the most irrefutable, most perfect proof, which is transcendent and beyond error, infallible. It's called, the word is called infallible. But for Shabda, the requirement is that the source should be infallible. And we know source is infallible because Vedas are coming from the birth of Krishna only. That is substantiated by Brihad Aranya Upanishad. So Veda is in fact accepted as infallible. One example Srila Prabhupada is giving in this context is that suppose a child is there, how can the child know who is his father? Only mother can tell. Only mother is authority. Mother say, okay, my son, dear son, he is your father. This and so is your father. And the child will accept that he is. Can the child go around the whole world, try and do some DNA test to find out who is my father? Is it possible? For that, mother has to be truthful. So we accept that Vedas are truthful. Veda is a mother and Krishna is a father. Vedas tell, yes, this Supreme Personality is Krishna. So we accept Vedas. Vedas is infallible. So Shabda Pramana is all the strongest of all the Pramanas and accepted by the major schools of Vedanta. So that is Achintyoyam. Now Avikaryoyam, Avikarya means unchangeable, which cannot be changed, which cannot is not transformed. Is not transformed, is not changed. We have seen that the body has got undergoes 6 types of changes, isn't it? Everybody remembers that, no? Six types of changes that body undergoes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, comes into existence, then stays for some time, grows, then produces byproducts, and then deteriorates, and then lastly it perishes. Jayade asya vardade, abakshamanade, abakshiyade, vivaremanade, abakshiyade, vinashyadi. This is given by Yaska. So the matter changes for 6 times. And in the sloka, na jayade muride vakadajin, Baldev Vidyabhushan has given the exact opposite meaning, stating that the soul does not undergo these exchanges. We have explained that class. So the soul does not undergo any change. The matter undergoes a change only. So Krishna, the soul is called avikara. Vikara means transformation or change. The soul can now at any point of time consider as body. Same way, there is a difference between soul and super soul. Super soul is vibhu, infinite, and soul is infinitesimal. It is called anu. So at any point, no point of time, the anu can become vibhu. Because the basic structure of soul is that it is unchanged. It cannot be changed. The nature of soul cannot be changed. So how anu cannot be vibhu? So when you scrutinizingly analyze each and every word of Bhagavad Gita, you can never equate soul with super soul. That is only a fallacy. This is actually Abba Siddhanta of these Mayavadis. Everything you take it to the, no way you can establish by scriptures, by the evidence of scriptures, by Shastra, you cannot establish that soul and super soul one and the same. No, they are different. They are qualitatively same. They got all the qualities of super soul. The soul has got all the qualities of super soul, but quantitatively it is different. So that is why our philosophy says Bheda Abheda, simultaneously same and different. And since that is inconceivable, another word is given for the philosophy, Achintya Bheda Veda. So having established these 4 changes, Avyakta, Achintya, Avikara, these 3, then it says, Tasmadevam Vinitva, Viditenam, Nanshochari Arhasi. So you don't have to be sorry. You have to be lament for the soul, because soul has all these qualities. Now he says, you don't have to be sorry for body also. Now Krishna, in the next verse, gives a different picture, entirely different picture. All this time he's speaking Vedanta only. Now he gives the views of other schools which is not connected to Vedanta. Like Lokayadis, Vaibhashikas, Jains, Buddhists, Charvaka, so many other philosophies are there apart from the Vedanta philosophy. They say, Adachainam Nityajadam Nityam Va Manyase Mridam Tadavitvam Mahabhavo Nainam Shochidum Arhasi. Now, if you think that the soul will always be born and die along with the body, then also what is a loss? That means there is not going to be any rebirth. Soul dies along with body. So there's a fear of sinful reactions, which Arjuna was fearing, that he has to undergo in the next life, is no longer valid if you accept these kind of philosophies. Or if a building collapses, building is made of a lot of chemicals and other things. Just because a mass of chemicals is destroyed, will anybody will be sorrowful, sad or lament for that? No. So it has to be understood that when Krishna is mentioning this, there are philosophers like Lokayatis and Vaibhashikas even existing in the time of Krishna also. It is not a new thing. So basic philosophy coming from Vedanta. In Vedanta school also, there are 6 types of 6 types are there. Which are the 6 types of philosophies in Vedanta? This is called Shad Darshana. Shad Darshana, 6 schools. Mimamsa, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, and Yoga. These are the 6 philosophers are there. Jaimini, Kanada, Gautama, Ashtavakra, Kapila, and Patanjali, along with Vyasa. Now, the 6 of them, they are from the Vedic school. Although there are differences, there are a lot of differences between them. In the Vedanta, it's called Vedanta school. Of course, it's called Mimamsa only. Mimamsa is part of Vedanta only.
Prabhuji,
But it's called, yes.
Prabhuji, again, all the 6 type of philosophy, please explain again.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
I'll explain that. First is Mimamsa. Mimamsa of Jaimini. I'll just give roughly. Mimamsa is divided into 2. Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. Jaimini belongs to the first category, Purva Mimamsa. Means the first part of the Karmakanda section of Vedas. According to this philosophy, only action is valid. Action is a source of everything. Soul is there, that means, but then karma is more important. Karma give rise to elevation to heavenly planets, which are considered to be eternal. In their philosophy, these heavenly planets or celestial planets are eternal. But actually, in our Vedanta philosophy, we know that these are all temporary only. Abrahma, Bhuvana Loga, right from this Padala Loga up to Satya Loga, everything is temporary only. So, Jaimini Mimamsa, they emphasize on action only. I'm just giving you gist only. And then you have Nyaya philosophy, Gautama. Gautama is another Rishi, is from Nyaya. Through Nyaya, he's trying to. So you have to understand every philosophy is a conclusion of how creation, how life has come to, how creation has taken place. In philosophy, the basic thing, the first question is the creation only. How life has come, how the planets have come, all these things, how it come into existence. Based on that, there are so many different philosophies. Some philosophy belong to Vedic school, some philosophies belong to non-Vedic school. So Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga. So Vaisheshika is a philosophy of Ashtavakra. And then Sankhya philosophy is from Kapila. And yoga is Patanjali. Vedanta is given by Vedavyas. In the Vedanta itself, there are another 6 categories. Mataji, am I very fast? Am I moving very fast? Are you finding difficult to understand? If there is, you can always stop me.
No, Prabhuji, no, okay. It's okay.
So, once more, Mimamsa, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, and Yoga. And you have the 6 from Acharyas of that category. The Vedanta itself is divided prominently, importantly, into another 6 divisions: Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Vishiddhadvaita, Advaita, Dvaita, and Achintya Veda Veda. Once more, Advaita, philosophy of Shankaracharya, Dvaita, philosophy of Madhvacharya, Vishishtadvaita, philosophy of Ramanujacharya, Vishuddhadvaita, philosophy of Nimbarkar, and Dvaita, philosophy of Vishnu Swami, and the last one, Achintya Veda, philosophy of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are some differences and some comparisons, similarities in between these all those Veda Sutras. But ultimately, Achintya Veda, it takes all cognizance of all the different philosophies. Basically, it is taken from Advaita, Vishishtadvaita. 6 parts is taken from all those things. And this Achintya Veda is a what you call essence of actually Advaita, Dvaita, and Vishishtadvaita. And the prediction is that ultimately this Ajindya Beda will prevail over all the philosophies, and it is not happening now. Since the advent of ISKCON and the Gaudiya philosophy, this Ajindya Beda philosophy is getting more and more strong. I think Harilal Prabhu was going to tell something.
Nothing, Prabhu. Actually, Prabhu, that illusion, Shankaracharya says that that illusion is known as something. I just forgot that word. He is explaining something. I just Adhyasa. Yes, I recollect Adhyasa. That illusion is known as Adhyasa. That you told that example of a pot and sky.
Yes.
He says he gives a name. He named it as Adhyasa.
Okay. Any which way, whether Adhyasa, whatever names he's giving, it is based on this this sloga of Yajnavalkya Samhita only, and their basic philosophy is given as Ega Eva Vishuddhatmya Tasya Avidya Parichanyasya Tasyam Pradibimbyasya Va Nanatvam. The pure Atma is only one. It appears as many souls, either by division or reflection. Parichinnasya and Pradibimbasya. So in Advaita itself, you will find another division, so many divisions, like Drishti Srishti, Avacheda, Bimba Pradibimba, Vivarta, Ajadavada. Am I right, Harilal Prabhu? Inside this Advaita itself, there are so many schools of Advaita school also. So the Parichinna is Avacheda, and Bimba Pradibimba is Pradibimba, reflection only. So the other concept of division, because the soul has been divided, because in division, and Bhagavad Gita we have seen that cannot be. Nainam Chindanti Shastani. It cannot be divided, cannot be cut. And which is that avidya, this is because avidya only, which means avidya is stronger than the soul or Brahman. If Brahman is covered or put into avidya because of or illusion by avidya or cut into by avidya, then avidya is stronger than Brahman. That is also an Abhasiddhanta. So, okay, we'll not go detail to that. Anyway, in Advaita also there are 6 divisions like that. Now, apart from this Vedic school, there are other schools. Which Krishna is pointing out now, which is basically Charvaka philosophy, then Buddhist philosophy, which has Madhyamik, Vaishavik, Swatantra, and then Jainism. Vaibhashika is and Vaibhashika. So Vaibhashika is based on Buddhist philosophy only, Buddhist philosophy. No, Charvaka philosophy, they reject these Vedas. They said Vedas cannot be accepted. He's giving strong evidence for that also. I've read Charvaka philosophy somewhere, a bit of that. He's trying to refute that Vedas cannot also be accepted. And so he says that it is from Prakriti only, by its special qualities give rise to life. For example, there's a betel nut arachnaceae. Betel nut, or betel leaf, it is green only. But if you chew the betel leaf along with the nut, a red juice will come out and your mouth will become red. Now, was a red color was there before? It is not there. No, when you see it, it was not there. But it is there because it was there, it has come out. Same way, it is contained in Prakriti, and at a particular combination and permutation, the life has emerged. Another one is the spirit, the potency in liquor. Liquor, we know, it's grapes, out of grapes or some other fruits like that. In the grapes, if you see, there is no potency. But when the grapes become fermented, then this potency, the liquor potency, arises from the grapes itself. So these are the examples which Charvaka Muni gives. So ultimately, what is his philosophy? He says that Rinam kritva gridam pibe yavat jive sugam jive basmi bhudasya dehasya udha punaraganam bhavet. Rinam means take debt, borrow, beg, borrow, is a beg, borrow, steal. Rinam means beg, borrow, steal. Gridam kritva, eat nicely, made of sweets, made of ghee. At least he is not talking about non-veg. To that extent, we can be happy. He says, Rinam kritva gridam pibe. That means enjoy life. Yava jive, sugam jive. There is only one life. So enjoy to hilt. Why? He gives Basmi Budasya Dehasya. Once the body of the Buddha, of the entity, is become Basma, become ash. Kuda Punaraganam Bhavet. Oh, what is coming back? That means there is no soul and there is no question of rebirth. Yes, Allah Babu.
Nothing, bro. I was talking not well, that's why.
Okay.
I just forgot.
That is a very nice philosophy of Charvamuni. 99% of the world population will accept this philosophy only. For Krishna says, Manishyanam sahasreshu kastit jadisade. Only 1 out of 1,000 will treat the spiritual path. 999 treats the material path, which the leader is Sarvaga. Omar Khayyam, yes, Omar Khayyam in Gulf countries, in the old Arabian countries, there is a philosopher called Omar Khayyam who gives a similar philosophy of Charvaka. Omar Khayyam. So, so Krishna says that, okay, based on this philosophy, there is no coming back, there is no rebirth. So, why, Arjuna, why you are afraid? I mean, be sorrowful, because there is no sinful reactions now. You do something, there is not going to be a reaction. You are not going to suffer any sinful reactions in the coming births, because there is no rebirth, because there is no soul. But Krishna says that, yeah, what he says that, okay, Mahabaho means you are Kshatriya. Kshatriya means you belong to the Aryan civilization, Vedic civilization. I know you will not accept this, because you belong to Vedic school only. For the Vedic school, okay, we can understand all the philosophies. We should understand all the philosophies. Then only the superiority of our philosophy is established. That is the reason why Krishna is giving all this. Krishna gives his reasons, gives his philosophies, and his conclusion is that although these philosophies are all there, the Vedanta philosophy is the highest. The Vedanta is the highest. Of course, the interpretation of Vedanta Sutram depends on the 6 schools of Vedanta itself. And among that, the Govinda Bhashyam of Bharade Vidyabhushan is considered the best. Followed by Ramanacharya's Sri Bhashyam and Madhvacharya's. But popularity is with the Bhashyam given by Shankaracharya. What is the name of the Bhashyam?
Shankara Bhashyam.
Shankara Bhashyam. There is another word for that. What is that?
Brahma Sutram.
No. Brahma Sutra is for Vedanta Sutra. Sharirika Bhashya. Shankara Bhashya is also known as Sharirika Bhashya, isn't it? Yes. So, but popular is Shankara Bhashya, because most of all people, they see that Vedanta means Shankaracharya only. But there is a Bhakti Vedanta school. Out of that 23 interpretation or commentaries of Vedanta Sutra, 11 belongs to Bhakti school. Anyway, that's information for you only. So Krishna says, don't get upset. But yeah, I know you are a Kshatriya, and Kshatriya will not accept this rubbish philosophy. And the last one is Jadasya dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mridasya cha tasmat abhrihadyarte nattum shochidum arhasi. So English says, death is as sure as death. Once born, death is sure going to happen. And once, again, he comes back to old philosophy, that is rebirth. When death is there, one is sure to get a second body, a rebirth. Jadasya dhruva mrityum. One who is born is sure going to die. And dhruvam janma mridasya cha. And one who is dead is going to get back his second birth, next birth. This is unavoidable. Abaharyarte. This is inevitable. So since this is inevitable, you don't have to be lax in discharging your duty. You should not hesitate. You should not have any apprehensions on doing your duty. Because inside birth and life, death is containing dharma and adharma. The soul is a receptacle of dharma and adharma. Now, some of the results of dharma, which is not prominent in this life, has to be or slip over to another birth, another life, next life. So the continuous birth and death cycle, which is called BODD, continuous cycle, is in one way a receptacle of dharma and adharma. If there is no continuous birth, then the actions or results of actions which has been executed in this life cannot be accounted for in the next life. Or in this life, you may acquire some results which has not been done by you. If there is no birth and rebirth, if there is vijisa based on this dharma and adharma. I hope you understand this point. It's very important. This point is raised by Baldev Vyabhushan. So all is
No,
also
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, could
Yes.
not understand. Please
Okay.
explain again.
Okay. Soul is a receptacle of dharma and adharma. Now, dharma and adharma both have got results, isn't it? Whether you do things in a dharma in a religious manner or non-religious manner, there is a result for that. Now, if there is no rebirth, some of the dharmic actions you have done cannot be, the results will not be prominent if there is no rebirth. Because in this particular life, that results may not germinate, may not, manifest. It can manifest, it takes some duration. Because actions, dharmic actions, adharmic actions, there is a duration of time.
Okay.
So this called sanchindya karma is a concept of sanchindya karma. Sanchindya karma means the whole mass of karma which you have done during so many lifetimes, which is called sanchindya karma. Let's say there's a big basket. In that big basket, the karmic reactions of all your entire birth is in that side. Now, prarabdha karma. Next one is prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma is out of these sanchindya karma, so many karmas, according to the time, according to done is time, you take hold of 3 or 4, whatever it is, any number of karmas, and then take a body to execute this karma or suffer the reactions of this karma in this particular body. Now, when these reactions, the reactions is over, the body is over, that is death. I'll explain it again. There are so many karmas, so many lifetimes, you have done so many karmas. So the reactions are there. The reactions, total mass of reactions are called sanchindya karma. Now, out of that, according to the time it is executed, the chronological order, certain karmas give rise to a certain type of body. Can be body of a human being, can be body of a serpent, can be body of a whale. Among the 84 lakh species, any body is there. Because of the computation of these karmas, combination of the karmas, you have a body to execute the karma in the present dharma and or to suffer the reactions also. Now that once this reaction is over, this body is over. This body is gone. That is called death. Again, to take hold of another karma, series of karmic reactions, you have to accept another body, which is called birth. So if there is no rotation of cycle of birth and death, the dharma and adharma actions or reactions will not be executed properly. You may get some reactions which are not done by you, or you may not get reactions which have been done by you. Now, is it slightly understandable?
Okay, Prabhuji.
That means you take concept Sanjini Karma total or sum total of all the reactions. And then Prarabdha Karma is this present body, which is now taking so many karmas. And when this reaction is over, then you get another body. No, Aprarabdha Karma is that karma which is yet to germinate. Reactions of that karma which is just, this is called Aprarabdha Karma, which is not been manifest. So that means we have to take so many births to execute all these karmas or undergo these so many karmic reactions. So that is only possible if there is a birth and death. That's why Krishna says, Jadasihi dhruva mrityu dhruvam janma mridasya, which is inevitable. And since it is inevitable, it should not come into middle of your execution of your what do you call Swadharma. Swadharma means your prescribed duties pertaining to your varna. If you are a Kshatriya, you have the prescribed duties of Kshatriya, which is to, if there's a war, you have to do a war. You have to take part in the war. So Arjuna should not hesitate to enter the battlefield and do the war. Krishna is advising him. So everything, ultimately, this explanation of the soul, the different characters of soul, is to give a perfect understanding of the nature of soul and nature of the body of Arjuna, so that he can execute his duty without any confusion. Now there are 3 more slokas, 28, 29, 30, for the Sankhya philosophy. After that, the Sankhya philosophy will be over. Then next 8 sessions, this is called Karma Kanda session, 31 to 38. Then comes the Buddhi Yoga. Now you understood what is a soul. Now how to realize a soul, there are so many processes. Now so many yogas, which is called Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, etc. and Bhakti Yoga, etc. So from 39th verse onwards, Krishna is explaining all those was in slight manner up to 72 verse in next 34 verse. So our pentathlon will be the first part of the pentathlon will be based on the first 38 verses. So get prepared and be very sharp, study all the verses, study the translations, study the purports very minutely. Okay? Right. Thank you very much. Any other doubts? Any clarification?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I think you just go to explain regarding Agunda Karma or Bhavishya Karma. I think
yes.
You
yes.
just could you please explain about that, because it will help for us, everybody.
Bhavishya Karma is actually called Aprarabdha Karma. Prarabdha Karma is the result of this body is because of Prarabdha Karma. And those karmic reactions which has fruitified. In Vishnu Purana, there is a verse called Aprarabdha Bhalam Bhavam Kutam Bijam Phalonmugam Kramainaiva Priliyeda Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmagam. It is speaking about the first Aprarabdha Karma. Aprarabdha Karma means which is now in a seed form. It has not fruitified. Reactions of karma will take some time to fruitify. So it is first in a seed shape. Prarabdha phalam pabam kutam bijam phalonmugam. Kutam bijam. Kutam means first it is in the stage. It means just established stage. It has become one stage. Then bijam, seed stage, and then fruit. So first, then the Bhakti Yoga, the first, or any for any yoga, the first priority is to destroy the aprarabdha karma. Aprarabdha karma means which is going to manifest in your next lives. Now, when that is completely vanquished or destroyed, or eradicated all this aprarabha karma, then there is no question of rebirth, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely right.
So this is right. And how it has, there are so many processes, but the best process is Vishnu Bhakti Radhatmagam. Kramenaiva Praliyeda Vishnu Bhakti Radhatmagam. By rendering loving devotion service to Krishna, all those aprarabha karma which are yet to manifest will be totally eradicated. So you can be very safe that you are not going to have next life. Janma karma chamevam yom eva yoviti tatudaha tektva deha punarjanma mameti swarjana. The process of, yes.
Prabhupada says in his book named, I think, Bhagavan Vaja, he says that karma should be karma yoga. Karma yoga. Karma yoga means everything should be surrender.
Related to devotion only.
Yes, the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord Krishna. Everything.
Yes. Basically, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, on its own are yogas. But for the success of all these yogas, it has to be mixed with bhakti.
Yes.
That is why it is called karma mishra bhakti, jnana mishra bhakti, dhyana mishra bhakti. And then is pure devotion is there. That is bhakti yoga. But even otherwise, even if other processes have to be successful, it has to be mixed with or blended with bhakti. So, aprarabha karma can be destroyed by loving devotion service. Now there is only prarabdha karma. That means now this is your last life. Your body is now the receptacle of the karma which has been already fruitified. Now you have to undergo some reactions of this present karma, which is now the body. According to Ramanacharya, Madhvacharya, and even Shankaracharya, the liberation will take place only after the fall of the body.
100%.
They are uniform. There's a consensus. There's an agreement between them, because as long as the present body is there, the actual liberation can take place only after the fall of body. Till that time, you can have only sthita prajna stage. Right, Haridwar Prabhu?
Absolutely right, Prabhu. When we fully destroy our this prarabdha karma, we will lose our body.
Yes.
That means not as death.
Then at that time only liberation will take place.
Yes. Three acharyas.
Yes. Till that time, you may be well versed. You can reach that. According to Ramanacharya, you can be a sthita prajna stage. Sthita prajna means you understood everything. Now you are very well poised, equipoised. The sthita prajna stage is given in the verse 54 onwards of this chapter itself. Siddha prajna sekabasha, samadhis chekeshava, etc. Then Krishna explains who is Siddha prajna.
18
so during this life, yes.
18 slokas are there.
18 slokas. Yes, Siddha prajna. So during this life, according to even among the Vaishnavas, this is slight differences here. According to Ramanacharya, but according to our philosophy, that's Madhva Gaudiya Parame of Jiva of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a concept called Jivan Mukta. Rupa Goswami defines what is Jivan Mukta. Means you are liberated even in this body. Iha yasya hare dasi karmana manasagira nigala swabhyavastasu Jivan Mukta Sochade. Iha means in this body or in this world itself. Even Iha means in this body or in this world itself. Iha yasya harer dasye. If you do the devotion service, harer dasye. Dasye means devotion, not dasa, dasye. If you render devotion service to Krishna by manasa gira, by body, mind and words. BMW, body, mind and words. BMW. If you do this surrender continuously 24 hours, 24 hours, then Nigalastabhi avastha, even though you are situated in this world, present world, you are considered to be Jivan Mukta. Because all your senses, all your mind, all your intelligence, everything is now spiritualized. So is this as good as being liberated? So we differ slightly in this respect. Because so that's why our philosophy is considered more superior and more palatable, because it gives you so much pleasure that by rendering loving devotional service, you are already promoted to Goloka. There is no difference being staying there in Goloka here also, because you're doing the same thing. Here also you are rendering devotional service to Krishna. In Goloka also you're doing the devotional service to Krishna. You don't have to really promote it to Goloka. Bhaktas actually don't aspire for that also. Of course, if it is nice to be in Goloka, that is there. But otherwise also you are very happy. This world has become, although this world is Ashashva Dukaryam, for a devotee, it is a pleasure for Alan. So thank you very much. I think we are overshot by 20 minutes almost, but that's been an interesting discussion. Somehow I'm very more comfortable in speaking English, because we can express better rather than Malayalam. Because the basic texts are given in English only. Then we have to translate, then think about that, and then give the appropriate Malayalam words for that. Sometimes it becomes difficult, hazardous. Right. Thank you very much. See you on Saturday. Vancha kalpadruvasya kripa sindhu vyevacha paidanam pavanebhyo